Do I want Crawford? Absolutely. What kind of question is that? See, y'all don't understand, man. I aim for greatness. And what is that? Fighting the best. Crawford says he's the best. I know I'm the best. Let's make the fight happen. First things first, though, we got to knock out this guy out the way. He's in front of me, Jamaine Ortiz.
Teofimo Lopez, Sr. and Jr. I just seen you at the Virgil Ortiz fight. Right before Bernard Hopkins walked up with his bullshit, y'all showed up with y'all's, talking about $20 million and why we didn't offer you $20 million. Brother, you're not the best at 140 pounds. And for one, why would you not be mad at your promoter, your boss, for not offering you $20 million and putting something on the table for us, whatever that us might have been getting? You should have been mad at him, because I don't know what you're getting paid for, Jamaine Ortiz, but you need to concentrate.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we're getting closer and closer towards the very anticipated February 8th bout as Teofimo Lopez makes his return to the ring for the first time since beating Josh Taylor in what was one of his career best performances to become the now two-time, two-division lineal champion. He's the man who beat the man twice over, whether you love it or hate it. Now, naturally, Teofimo Lopez, his name his stock has risen a bit since the win against Josh Taylor. A lot of people, myself included, did not think he was going to beat Josh Taylor, right? So when you beat the odds, when you beat a guy that a lot of people thought that you weren't going to beat, that obviously is always going to be a big feather in your cap. So he's fighting Jamaine Ortiz now. It's a fight that I think, if he's not careful, can be very tough for him, because Ortiz has mixed it up at a high level. He fought Lomachenko in his first 12-rounder. A lot of people thought he might have won that fight. I actually thought he did enough to win that fight, right? So that was at 35. We know that he was struggling to make lightweight. Now he's at 140. So the feather in his cap, the thing that Ortiz might have going for him going into a Teofimo Lopez fight is that he won't be as weight drained. And with him not being weight drained, him being physically stronger, this could bode well for him. Because look, one thing about it, Teofimo Lopez, at times, we've seen it in some fights in the past, he can struggle with the real good technical fighters. And Ortiz has a very good blend of athleticism, footwork, boxing IQ, and technical boxing, talent, right? So funny enough, I say all that and I set the stage to bring you guys this right here on the screen to my left shoulder. So, for those that know, for those that don't know, Terence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez, as you guys saw in the beginning of this video, they were also going back and forth on Twitter recently. And Terence Crawford pretty much told Teofimo Lopez, as he was going back and forth with him, saying, look, you got to worry about Jamaine Ortiz. I don't want, if you lose, I don't want you blaming me saying that I distracted you. So worry about Jamaine Ortiz, right? So then Jamaine Ortiz told Terence, he said, that will be his excuse when I knock him out. And then Teofimo Lopez, he swung back. He made some very intriguing, he made some very interesting allegations here. He stated the following, and I'm not making this up. It's literally on the screen. So T.O. Sr., anybody out there, nobody get mad at me, because last time I saw T.O. Sr., he said, you talk a lot of shit about my son, bro, right? And I love T.O. Sr. I got so much love for T.O. Sr., but your son said this. I'm only talking about and reporting on what he said. He stated the following, and I quote, he said, let's get it on. I love the challenge. Let's see if those PEDs work for you. So there you have it. So Teofimo Lopez is insinuating that Jamaine Ortiz is on steroids, that Jamaine Ortiz is on performance-enhancing drugs. Now, nothing would really surprise me in boxing. A lot of guys in boxing, especially at the high levels, at the world-class levels, they take steroids. It's a thing that's very prevalent in our sport. And unfortunately, the administrators, the people that are supposed to care about these things, they don't really care like they're supposed to. We see them bend the rules. We see them, move the goalposts if it's for certain fighters, like most recently with Alicia and Bumgarner. There's all kinds of shady stuff that goes on when it comes to PEDs and drug testing in boxing. But let me try to unpack why Teofimo Lopez is saying this, because a lot of times fighters, they're on the inside. They know information about fighters that fans don't know. So what I can say is this. To my knowledge, I know that Jamaine Ortiz trains with Michelle Rivera, or at least he was at one point. And we know that Michelle Rivera, he tested positive for a banned substance. So it could be a whole guilty by association type of thing. Now, the boxing world is very small. One thing I can tell you guys is that Teofimo Lopez has South Florida roots. He's really a South Florida kid, even though he don't want to embrace it. You know, he's from South Florida. And Michelle Rivera did train here for a long time, so he could have gotten intel somehow that way. I'm not saying I know this for a fact. I'm just trying to connect the dots here. But either way, look, he's accusing Jamaine Ortiz of PED use, and if there's no proof, then that's not cool. That's not cool, right? Because it's like what did Canelo say to Caleb Plant before they fought? He said, "Don't make excuses before the fight. Don't make excuses." So, my thing is this. And I'll end the video on this particular note. I hear Teofimo Lopez in interviews talking about Terence Crawford. I hear Teofimo Lopez in interviews talking about Devin Haney. I hear Teofimo Lopez at times talking about, you know, the guys like Ryan Garcia. And my thing is this. He better just focus on Jamaine Ortiz, because he should have learned this lesson already. And I hope he has learned this lesson from the first Kambosos fight, because he overlooked Kambosos. He was talking about everybody but Kambosos. And he lost to a guy that he shouldn't have lost to. And the more and more George Kambosos Jr. seems to fight, all respect to the Australian Warrior, that loss looks even worse on Teo, because we saw that George couldn't hang with Devin Haney when he fought him twice. And then we even saw that George had a hard enough time hanging with the Maxi Hughes of the world. So it just makes Teofimo Lopez look worse and worse the more George Kambosos Jr. loses. So my thing is, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them. And again, I see him talking about Terence. I see him talking about Devin. I see him talking about, you know, all kinds of things. And he needs to really focus on Jamaine Ortiz. And look, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. But I do find it very interesting, and I am highlighting in this video that he is saying that Jamaine Ortiz is on PEDs. I'll be watching to see what happens very closely come fight week, if there's any funny tests or anything crazy that comes out, because boxing, we know boxing is like a big soap opera. You know, things change from hour to hour, minute by minute, and you know, I don't think Jamaine Ortiz is on PEDs, but you just never really know in this sport anymore. It's crazy where we're at, where the testing and the administrators of the sport, they muddy up the water so badly that you don't know who's on this shit no more. So yeah, that's the news. That's all I wanted to say. Teofimo Lopez insinuates that Jamaine Ortiz is on PEDs. He's talking about Terence. He's talking about Devin. I hope he maintains his focus for Jamaine, because if not, this might just be an absolute repeat of the George Kambosos Jr. fight, and I would hate that, because I like Teofimo Lopez, and I think he has so much star potential and so much value to give to boxing. So for as long as possible, I would like to see him win, because he's likable and he's entertaining and he's got star appeal, but he's got to keep winning. You know, got to do his job inside the ring. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think about Teofimo Lopez's PED allegations of Jamaine Ortiz? What kind of chance do you give Jamaine Ortiz in the fight? And just let me know all that stuff in the comments down below. Do you think Teofimo Lopez is overlooking Jamaine Ortiz? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.